You're a true friend.
You're here till the end.
That's a nice
Something's
Sugoo.
on when something ain't right. Something down and into the night.
Till it's all right
All right again.
again.
You're a true.
Ooh, ooh, Hey guys, welcome back to episode 45 of Candid Cloud Convos.
You already know who it is, but in case you don't, in case you're new, for our new listeners, that's Emelita, and I'm Gina.
And we are Candid Cloud Convos. Boom.
Dun dun.
So we're just going to get into our chisme chatter right now.
We have, no, I don't want to say exciting because
it's not our news anymore.
Yeah. We don't have the same exciting news we've had for the past month.
Right.
But we still have exciting news for the first one.
You know, our cheetah girl, Adrienne Bailon Houghton, and her husband Israel welcomed a baby boy this week. I'm not sure what day it was, but
they just posted about it yesterday, the day before.
And his name is Ever James. How do you feel about the name?
Personally, doesn't really do nothing for me. I heard it and I was
indifferent.
I was just kind of okay. I'm sure there's a nice, meaningful reason for them to have picked that. But it wasn't something if I heard someone name their kid that besides them, I would just be oh, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't flow the way I think I would have
expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for them. Congratulations to them.
How Jeannie named and Jeezy named their baby Monaco Mai Jenkins. Yeah. Monaco Mai, I think that flows so well.
Right.
It sounds really
cute.
Nice. Yeah. So it's different, but I think honestly, it's really not that different though. Ever James.
I've never heard someone named Ever though.
Simple name.
I've never met someone or seen someone named Ever though.
I've never.
Maybe that's the point.
Ever, but I met an Everett.
Yeah, Everett. Yeah. Congrats to them regardless.
I know, so happy. She was so open about her journey of wanting to become a mom and everything they went through and the struggle that they went through. So that's really it was such good news.
It was so heartwarming. Oh, and I was kind of confused at first. She was doing skin on skin. So I was like, girl, where'd you hide that baby? Bumping everything. I was so confused. Yeah. And then she announced that she had a surrogate and everything, which is amazing. But I'm just we're over the moon for her. It's so exciting.
I know. I can't wait. I hope she comes out with the video and kind of explaining, she's been very open about a lot of her other things. So I would hope that she comes out with a video of their reaction to finding out the surrogate was pregnant, or even the embryo is good.
Right. I'm sure she filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
At least for memories,
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I just watched this. Gina, do you want to explain the clip and then we can talk about our thoughts?
Okay, so there's this, I was on Twitter and there's a clip that was going around. I've seen it a couple times of the show Baddie South. And we were just talking about it. I don't know what it's on. I've never seen it before, but it's pretty much, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know all the facts about this because I didn't watch it, but this clip is what I keep seeing. But it's Natalie Nunn is in it from Bad Girls Club. And I don't know if there's other bad girls in it or girls that were in the Bad Girls Club.
It's on Zeus Network. Sorry. Give me a second.
I'm okay, all right.
It's on Zeus. I'm just trying to see because it's called, they just put Baddies South.
Yeah, Baddie South. And pretty much the video is Natalie and some girl in the middle of an argument outside somewhere. And then halfway through the argument, they go from the beginning is them with no makeup, nothing at all. And then the next clip, they have full face on and they're still arguing in the same spot. They didn't stop.
They just look ready. She was like, girl, hold on. Keep this same energy. We're going to go do our makeup. We're going to come right back and pick up where we left off because I'm not going to be looking crazy, acting crazy,
And action.
Right.
Bitch, blah, blah, blah. They were going at it.
They were wearing the same outfit, but I can post a screenshot on the screen if you guys are watching the visual on YouTube or Spotify. you'll see the cast. But I don't think there's any other bad girls, to be very honest with you.
Don't you think that
It's that one girl that dates Blueface though?
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah.
No, shouldn't Natalie be a little bit like, I don't mean to say this in a fucked up way, but like for the bad girls era, a little past her prime to be doing like this type of entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think so many people who were, or girls who were on Bad Girls Club have been like blackballed from the industry. And so maybe she's just trying to hold on to her 15 minutes because she knows like how else is she going to make the money? She can't do like, I mean, I guess she could, but like, you're not ready to move on from like club appearances as a bad girl and like,
that's kind of my thing is like, and don't get us wrong, like we fucking loved the Bad Girls Club. Growing up, binge watching now as adults, like we love that show. Those all of the seasons pretty much. Well, not some seasons more than others. But yeah, you know, like you're even more grown now to be getting involved in this stuff. But the thing is that if they're stopping, you know, mid argument to get a full face of makeup and then coming back, is it just all staged then? You know, and they're not even trying to cover up the fact that it's all staged.
Yeah, it probably is. And like, that's sad to think. I know that like a lot of the videos that Gabby and Danny have done on their own YouTube channels back in the day, they would say like so and so would say something and then the producers would instigate and be like, oh yeah, go do something to so and so or like whatever. So it was very, I don't want to say scripted because I don't think it was scripted in that way, but it definitely was calculated, I think.
Well, then that like what confuses me is like one, it's called Bad Girls Club, right?
Right.
The whole point of it is to put these girls in the same house and let shit pop off. That's literally the whole point of the show. They don't have them doing really nothing. It's just girls living in the same house from different states, like whatever. So they antagonize them. Producers instigate shit. But then why can't they fight? But then it's like, oh, you put your hands on them and you're kicked out.
Right.
Like I could get if you use something as a weapon or like or whatever.
Yeah.
But you wanted this, no? This is what you were going for.
Yeah, I think it's just probably for liability purposes. But then, like you said, why would you push them so far to the edge for TV? But like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, what really is? If the point is to let shit pop off, then let shit pop off.
Exactly. You know? Like, obviously, don't let them kill each other.
But exactly.
Yeah,
like weapons and stuff. That's different.
But, but like let them get in a good fight. But I think there would be some people who would
take it too far.
Yeah, and then where's the line? You know,
like if someone's like real life getting their ass beat, then yeah, obviously stop it. But if it's kind of a even, you know, an even match.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe because they can't say a requirement of the show. Like, I guess because they have to guarantee safety.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably why it's not on anymore.
Get away with it.
I know, Jerry.
Yeah. Confused.
I used to watch that growing up. That and the Maury Show.
Oh my god, I loved Maury. Maury.
Which one was You Are the Father? Maury?
Yeah. And the lie detector determined you are not the father.
When they would run after them in the back.
Oh my god. I wonder if that was part of the requirement when they hired cameramen. Is like, yo, you got to be able to hold this camera steady and run and chase.
They probably have those
things,
like those
things on their shoulder.
Okay. So speaking of someone else who was I don't know,
on a show.
On a show. I'm like, a childhood star like Adrienne Bailon. I think a lot of people have probably heard of this because it's very, very viral right now. But Jeanette McCurdy's new book called I'm Glad My Mom Died has come out, and she's done a lot of interviews. What was it on? Entertainment?
She's done a bunch on like news segment on like yeah.
Okay, so she did a bunch of interviews about a lot of people were like, what the hell about the name of the book? And that was
Yeah.
like a huge thing in the media world this week, at least. But she explained that she didn't have a good relationship with her mom, and like her mom was very
controlling.
Yeah.
I think in all aspects, she was just really controlling.
Emotionally abusive and, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
So she didn't have a good relationship with her. So she said that this book would have never even like been shared or been
written.
Would have never came out had she not, I guess, had the freedom to do that because she passed away.
Yeah.
But she's apparently exposing like a lot of her story and what happened to her being a childhood star on Nickelodeon and everything like that. Because a lot of things have come out about Disney, but you don't really hear that much about Nickelodeon.
Which I don't get because they're the dance
network, no? Or like
no.
Similar like I don't know, like
well, apparently there's similar things going on.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
Because I've heard those things, you know, about Dan Schneider a lot. Like throughout the years, they've kind of been throwing little things like, oh, he has like a creepy foot fetish and he makes people, you know, the girls do these really weird
I remember
things.
that episode.
Yeah. And there's a lot. Like there's even shorts, like little mini clips that he would have them do on commercials. And that they would play. And yeah, just really weird and creepy stuff. And she doesn't in the book, she doesn't name him specifically, but she calls him quote unquote the creator.
Yeah.
And he's the creator of like a lot of the Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah. Apparently also while they were underage, while they were on set, he was encouraging them to drink and like get like loose.
Yeah.
Like playing the parts and stuff. And that she was in it like a bikini or something.
Yeah.
And he was like encouraging her to drink and like taking pictures or videos of her like in the dressing area.
I think she was only 18 at the time.
They said 17 or 18.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And he gave her like a shoulder massage or something like that. And one of the other cast members of Victorious, I forget his like, I don't want to say it wrong, but Avon Jogia or something like that. He came out with a TikTok that was like, oh, when you don't remember anything from filming Victorious because you were drunk the whole time. So they're like, I think they did, like, it's true that he was having them drink or letting them drink on set. Yeah. Wow. So she talks a lot about him, obviously her mom, because the whole title of the book is about her mom.
Yeah.
But also the fact that she's pretty much outing and confirming that he was doing these things. And he's out here being super weird and working with really young kids.
They paid her or tried to offer her, I think it was like $300,000 several times to remain quiet about what's gone on the set and like behind the scenes, everything like that. And she's never taken it, to my knowledge.
No, she said she didn't take it because she was like, that sounds like hush money. Like, I'm not doing that.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And they did it. They tried to offer to her the first time after Sam and Cat was canceled.
Right.
Because they're like, okay, well, we're probably not going to have you on another show. So since you're not going to be with our network, I don't know.
Something must have happened on the set.
But it's also like, I wonder how he picks and chooses who he tries to do those things to or with. Like,
maybe because like he knew her mom was like so much like you,
like she had a troubled background.
Yeah, so she was more like how we mentioned in the one of the episodes about like the vulnerability and narcissists, like they go after that because, you know, like they can take control, and if like he's getting them drunk and stuff, like obviously that's the most control because they're young, like they don't know no better. And if you're offering them money, like,
have you seen those clips of Ariana Grande when she's playing Cat that were super weird,
like cringe,
sketchy, random?
She had a fucking foot in her mouth at one point.
A potato, she's trying to squeeze a potato and she's like making all these weird sounds, but you know that this is how they're directing her to do it.
Of course, it's like, not her fault.
Yeah, and she's still, I think at that point she was an adult, but she's still really young, and they're making her like shoot these things and then putting it for the TV for kids to watch.
And when we were kids, like you would never think that would be like a sexualized thing. Like you just thought like it was like not a joke, but like it was just weird. Yeah,
like he was known for being really weird and random, so it's kind of like, okay, I guess
you don't really think much into it.
Yeah, but then seeing it as an adult and you're like,
what the fuck?
That is off.
Yeah. And I think also it reminds me because I think it's coming out this month, Demi Lovato's new song 1729, and it's very much adjacent to this topic because she talks about, well, obviously the song hasn't come out yet, but she talks about, what's his name?
Wilder Valderrama.
Yeah, that he was like grooming
Wilmer Valderrama.
I think Wilmer.
What did I say? Wilmer, right?
You said Wilder, I think.
I think it's Wilmer.
Yeah, I think it's Wilmer. But she talks about how like she was 17 and he was like grooming her and other castmates. And at the time when they were like, he even brags about taking one of the cast members' virginity at like 15 or 16. And at the time, people were like, oh wow, like, you know, look at them, they're so cute and this and that. But he was like damn near twice their age.
Oh no. I heard he had a track record with like 17-year-olds and he was always way older than them at the time.
I don't remember who it was, but I just heard it on a podcast that
I only heard the finally Jesus. I'm not gonna sing it because it gets stuck in my head. I'm just going around the house singing finally 29. 17 would never cross my mind, and I'm like, damn. And it's rough because they had a really long relationship. It wasn't like it was a fling, like they had a long relationship.
I think they were engaged at one point, no?
Yeah. At the time, she was in love with him. She didn't realize how weird that was. Right. And then now that she's older, she's like, damn, like what I thought was a deep relationship turned out to be just some weird, I don't even know the right word to say it, but
right. It's just a mess. Like I feel really bad for the pressure that was put on like all of them at that time, like all of the ones that are coming out now about their experiences, like the pressure they must have felt, just like that was their job at that point. So they probably thought, I can't tell anybody, or I can't go against what the people who are paying me, you know, because they probably like, what am I gonna do from here? I'm not a normal
many childhood scars.
Yeah, it's so really fucking sad.
Yeah,
but we have one
but good for her for putting her story out there in a way that she wanted
absolutely. And unfortunately, we did not set up Chisme Chatter up real good this week because we're ending on a very, very bad note or weird note. Thankfully, no one lost their lives in this story, but one of our beautiful listeners sent us a story so we could share it on Chisme Chatter. So thank you so much. And apparently a Texas woman, she goes by Dawn Sims. She was celebrating her birthday this week and her husband took her out to eat. They had a margarita. They were feeling good. They were going to go from lunch to go get massages or go to the spa or something like that. So when they came out from eating, she noticed there was like a wrapped up like a napkin shoved in between where you would like grab the door handle to her car. And so she said she had acrylic nails, so she just kind of like grabbed it and tossed it. She said she barely touched it or anything. She got in the car and she thought nothing of it, but she asked her husband like, hey, did you put a napkin in the door? And he was like, no, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna just go wash my hands. She goes inside the restaurant, she washes her hands, she comes back. She doesn't tell him much like of her. So she starts feeling like her fingertips are tingling and she doesn't tell her husband. She's like, oh, maybe it'll go away, like let's just see. So they're on their way to the spa. Her whole hand and arm starts tingling now and like it's getting worse. I think she said she had shortness of breath. She could feel like her blood pressure was increasing. And so she finally told him. They called 911 because they were in a northern part of Houston that they were not familiar with. So they didn't even know where the nearest hospital was. So they called 911, got her to the hospital. The doctors told her her vitals are not stable and she had to be admitted. Come to find out, after all of these tests, she had acute poisoning, and the doctors are not sure what the substance was used, but they believe that it was a possible kidnapping attempt, like
to disable her in a sense so that they can.
So that's fucking crazy.
That's fucked up, but in like, I guess since it's also our last Chisme Chatter,
we gotta.
It's just more for like
some positivity,
like just more as in a warning, like yo, be careful. I guess this is another way people try to do crazy stuff, is putting tissue of something
like
on your
door.
So, yeah. So if you see it, don't touch it. I don't know how you would get it out, but what's crazy is that it didn't even touch her skin. Like it only touched her nails.
But she had to grab the door handle after that to get in the car.
Oh, it was already all throughout. Oh my God. And they don't even know what it was. Mm-hmm. You know what I heard? This is random and not related to this, but that nail polishes or something like that from Shein are like giving people some kind of poisoning too.
Oh yeah. I didn't know it was the nail polishes. I just thought like their stuff in general. I've seen that it's caused like fertility problems and like uterus type of problems, like all of those types. Yo, it was like mercury. What the hell? Like, yeah. What is happening?
I don't know.
What the fuck is happening?
Like, I already don't want to touch nothing because of the whole monkeypox situation that's going on. But this too.
They're gonna change the name from monkeypox to something else because the public is not responding to the name well.
What does that even mean?
I don't fucking know. Oh, people were attacking monkeys. I'm not kidding, Gina. I literally seen online that people were going and attacking monkeys because of their feelings about monkeypox.
Did they do this when chickenpox first came out too? Did people start attacking chickens?
I couldn't tell you, my friend. I could not tell you.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know. Like at this point,
are we in a simulation?
Get me off this planet. Like, I'm so done.
Just like Sims, we are just Sims that are getting shit. They're making this story and this is not real.
This is not real. There's no way. There's no fucking way this is real. This is our life.
We can't even be living our best lives in our 20s because there's just always some other crazy freaking illness that's going around.
So much has been robbed of us. Now they're saying be careful in California because there could be this massive, huge flood that's gonna happen. And I'm just like, and y'all still want us to have good mental health with all this stuff going on, but it's our fault because we don't do enough.
Gotcha. You know what I seen too? This guy was on TikTok saying that there were cities or there were areas in the city, San Francisco, that are flooded, that the streets are flooded. And I was like, that is not true. That is absolutely not true.
Like flooded currently right now.
Currently, yes. He would like have a whole map. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how is he just openly saying this like bullshit facts? And there was people were in the comments like believing it. And one person was like, I live in the city. This is not fucking true.
They're like where?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, what? That's how easy it is to literally just put out whatever you want and people are gonna believe it, especially on TikTok, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not maybe, and I'm sure at some point that could definitely happen. I'm not saying it can't. God forbid. But right now, there is not areas in the city that are flooded.
Right.
Like, the streets are not flooded right now.
It's not even raining.
I'm like, dude, I cannot. Wow. I really can't.
But you have to keep laughing, otherwise you're gonna cry. You're gonna let it take over you, you know?
That's where dark humor comes from.
Period. And we're gonna get on to our main segment now. Enjoy, guys. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that chisme. We're gonna get into our main segment. And Gina, what is that? What is our main segment this week?
Well, in an old episode what? For toxic
18.
Friends? 18.
Yeah.
We talked about
fucked up last time. I had to correct myself on the screen and it pissed me off. And you had just told me you have such a good memory. And I was like,
fuck.
Wow.
Well, episode 18, we talked about toxic friends. So in this episode, we wanted to go on the healthy side too, not just talk about toxicity, but let's talk about how a good friendship can really affect your life.
Yes. In a positive way.
Yes. Yeah.
So starting with, I think we should start with the qualities of a good friend, because then you'd know I have a good friend. I mean, if you have to question it, probably not a good friend. But if you have good communication, then I think you could figure that out together, you know?
So is that one quality, communication?
Like being what's it called? Open door policy. Like if that person is like approachable to be able to talk to, you know? What is that word?
I like the word approachable. I think that was a good one. Yeah. Like you feel comfortable to say if you feel a type of way.
Yeah. I like that too.
I like that. That's a good one.
Approachability.
I would
These aren't in
say
any
one of
order.
mine. No, yeah, not in order. One of mine would be loyalty would be a huge one, just because you can be my friend to my face,
right?
But if you're not my friend behind my back, that's where it all goes downhill.
The problem. Yeah.
It's the real problem.
I was going to ask you, but you gave the example, but I was gonna ask you, like, how would you be able to like sense loyalty in someone? Or like obviously like off jump, you won't know that. But that also comes with like trust and everything like that, you know?
Yeah.
But how would you be able to be like, that bitch a rider?
That if I heard if something was getting like if something was getting told about me behind my back, and she either comes and tells me like, hey, this is what's being told, like I don't know where it's coming from, like she lets me know, or if someone else let me know and they're like, oh yeah, so and so stuck up for you, and they said, oh no, like fuck that, blah blah blah, like set the record straight. I'm like, that's a real friend. Period. Because you're not gonna, because to me, when people are talking, and this, you know, when people are talking shit about you to somebody, to one of your friends, to me it's like, why do they feel so comfortable to talk about me to you if they know you're my friend? Why are they so comfortable to say things about me that are negative or bad or whatever?
Unless they wanted it to get back to you.
And that's a whole nother thing, right?
Yeah.
But like, that to me is like, why are they comfortable saying that to you?
Yeah.
Because if someone was to ever say something to me, they would either one, they'd be dumb because they'd automatically know that I'm gonna go and tell you. But that's the thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't tell me because they know I would go and tell you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like not just being like behind the door friends, I guess. Like not really. Just behind closed doors. It's like, no, like nobody's gonna do that or talk about you like that to my face.
Right. Girl. And even and I get if some people aren't like confrontational people, because
but it's easy to be like, you're fucking wrong.
But it's one thing to be like, look, like that's not cool. I don't talk about that around me. Right. Like if you want to do that, go somewhere else with it. But right now I don't want to be here and be involved with it.
I think my answer would just be, why aren't you telling her this? You want me to call her?
Right. Like we can figure this out.
We FaceTime right now.
Simple. It's that simple.
Yeah, I agree. So approachability to communicate, loyalty. Third, respect.
Ooh, respect's a good one.
Respect's a huge thing. And not only respect just for you yourself, but like your boundaries, your triggers, your experiences, and not to like put you down when you're already down, you know? Like not use your
dog while it's down
against you, you know?
That's a good one.
Respect's a huge one.
Respect's huge. I think also, I forgot, I don't know the word for it.
Let me help you. I got my thesaurus up here. Is that even 4 words? I don't even fucking know.
Like synonyms, no? Like you're trying to find like.
But
I'm not gonna get into it.
Thesaurus, isn't that the book of words? Not like a dictionary. I know what a dictionary is, guys. I mean, like, I'm gonna look it up later.
I was gonna say, I don't want to say much because
I'm like, is that a glossary or a thesaurus? It's been a while since we've been in school, guys.
I'm dead. Okay.
At least we know
where was I going? Shit.
And Frank and Helen Keller are, you know.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
But honestly,
I loved reading about Anne Frank when I was in school.
Me too. It's really sad, but I agree. But I was gonna say, honestly, like as much as that was like a very dumb mistake of that man from that podcast, it would honestly be something not specific that example, but like we would fuck up something like that. So like I was laughing because I was like, I see myself in this situation, and 100%. I just
we've done it. Yeah. We've done it.
We probably cut it out. No,
he wanted to. Okay, I don't remember where I was going with my next quality.
I'm so sorry. Oh, your third quality. You couldn't think of the word.
Yeah. I think because I already couldn't think of the word, now I lost
that
my train of thought.
Okay, so we got approachability to communicate.
Okay, got it.
Okay, you got it.
Empowering, like, and also in the sense of just being happy for their wins.
Period.
Like if your friend is jealous, and okay, I think all the time, if anything ever good's happened to you or something like they wanted or whatever, I just think if they're always jealous of you, that's the problem. And when they show it and they act like it, it's the problem. You know, like they could be a really good friend, but if they're always jealous of you, it's weird.
That's really weird.
And so not only just you know, not being jealous, but empowering. Like if I'm having a good day, be like, fuck yeah, bitch, like you better get it or something like that. Be like, or if I'm having a bad day and being like, girl, you can do it. Like you got it. Stop like overthinking whatever and pushing them to be their best. I think that's a huge one.
I agree.
Like you want to see your friends win.
I would hope. You know? I mean, obviously, like everyone gets in their feelings from time to time to be like,
yeah, and that's
like that was really cool, you know. I wish that I could be doing something like that, or I wish I knew what I was doing, or blah blah blah. Yeah. But at the same time, that's on you, and not on your bestie or your friend who's doing just that, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's how you react to it. Like you said, like it's normal to be like, and I don't know if it's necessarily jealous though. Like it's just more of like, I'm so happy for you. Right. But like if maybe I'm like in a place where I'm not where I want to be, and like okay, it's more like you said, it's more yourself. So it's not like because I'm going through it myself, I'm not gonna not be happy for you. I'm not gonna not celebrate you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think it makes me more proud to see other people that I have in my close circle doing things that they are happy and passionate about. I think that's so there. It's just there's something to say about seeing someone doing what they love.
Winning. Yeah. Like it should motivate you to do what you want to do.
And if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Like if you're the best of the best in that room, you're in the wrong room, you know? So like
can't learn nothing.
No, either switch up who your friends are or just start being happy for them, because that negative energy that you're putting out is literally just coming back to you. It's not going to them, you know?
So that's definitely one of the qualities.
I think also with that, like with wanting the best, it's also hoping the best. Like, for example, like not everyone has a belief in God, but I always pray for you and like hope that you're like, you know, because I feel like that part of your life it's personal, but it's also something that I can do to like not secure you. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like spiritual security.
I honestly see it as more of a support. Like if there's if someone's in a situation that you really can't help with, be like, I'm so sorry you're in that situation and I can't do anything. And as a friend or as someone like who cares and loves you, like don't want you to go through that. So the most I can do, I'll pray for you. I'll pray that it gets better. I'll pray that shit gets figured out.
Effortless. Like, I don't have to do nothing. At least I can say that I prayed for you and like, you know,
genuinely mean it.
Brought God into it.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
I love that.
We have what? There's 2 more?
No, it's 4.
1 more. I think sense of humor or goofiness, or like that ability to be yourself or themselves.
Ooh,
like authenticity. Authenticity.
Oh, that's a good one. Authenticity.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
Authenticity is super, super important, because if you're just blah all the time.
Authenticity and acceptance.
Yes.
Yeah, like you are who you are, and I love that, and I'm not going to change that.
And I love that for you.
Yeah.
And I think also just being able to be like, I don't have to put up a front or make it seem like I'm a certain way. Just being able to be your authentic self, and then that person being able to be their authentic self. And there's something like, you know, when someone's being the real version, like the goofy, dumb, I don't care what anyone says, I'm having fun kind of thing. Because then I feel like you wouldn't be able to have those type of moments together if they weren't authentic to who they were.
Right. You know? I think those are the best moments when you can be like goofy. And also when you're for some reason, this is just what I've noticed, when you're like delusional and like lack of sleep or been up for hella long, I feel like those are the best goofiest moments. That's when your real like full self comes out, because you're just going crazy, like
you're just running on fumes, just the slightest amount of brain cells you can with some oxygen. And that's about it.
I don't know why I feel like those are the best moments. Those are when you get the best memories, the best laughs.
When we were rolling on the floor laughing because of the Zane Boom video, I like those moments. To me, still are top 5 for me.
Yeah, like
for us together.
Back on, and it still makes you laugh, dude. I was sobbing.
Yeah, crying. And we were rolling. Like, you guys don't understand. You guys really don't understand. We recreate it just to show them.
I flip my legs up,
literally flailing on the floor.
Yeah, and
best
couldn't breathe.
No. And I think those are the best times too, when you're laughing so hard that nothing's coming out. There's no actual laughs. It's just fucking after a little while because you're
getting abs because your stomach hurts so bad.
Yeah, those are definitely the best moments and the ones that I feel like you remember the most. Like obviously the trips and the extravagant shit you do together, that's cool at the same time, but I think those intimate moments are like what really creates the bond, you know?
Yeah.
So those are our 5 top qualities. So if you guys think you can match up, let us know.
I'm sure there's a lot of other good qualities that we didn't mention. Those are just maybe the top ones.
Yeah. And the ones that we recognize in each other, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah. We're good friends.
Okay, so those are the top 5 qualities. So speaking of qualities then, what qualities do you think in yourself make you a good friend?
I'm a bad bitch. No.
That is true. However, I don't know that goes into play with the friends.
I'm just kidding.
But it is true.
This is the first time I've done my makeup all week, so I'm feeling it.
Guys, let's hype her up in the comments. If we're gonna get comments ever for the first time, let's let it be how fucking bad she looks right now because homegirl snapped.
Thank you so much.
Snapped.
I don't know where you got that sweater. I've never seen it, but it's really cute on you.
I got it for Christmas. Honestly, genuinely, and
never wears pink.
I never wear pink, and usually I wouldn't get like this shade of a pink. If I was to get something pink, it would be more like mauve. But I got it as a gift. I really liked it, and you know what? It's making me broaden,
period,
my horizons. I guess
open up your heart. I don't know.
My palette to new colors.
Your style palette. I think my style palette is definitely changing.
Yeah, I think I need it too because it's been rough. It's been real bland.
I can't stand you. Oh my god. Did you do graphic liner again?
No, I just did regular liner.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Red flag.
That's my goofiness. No, I'm just kidding. No, you look cute. It's because you made me feel awkward and now I feel weird. Everybody's gonna be hyping me up even though nobody's hyping me up. Anyways, the qualities that I have.
Let's make her feel more awkward and
other than anxiety. What qualities do I have?
Like just name. Okay,
honestly, I feel like because this may sound good or bad, I don't know. Because I don't have a lot of friends, I feel like it's easier for me to be a good friend to a smaller amount of people. Like I don't have to spread myself so thin and not be able to give my like all to like you, for example. Obviously, as my best friend, I give you the most of my energy because you're the person I talk to the most. You know what I mean? So it's not hard for me to be like a really good friend to you because I don't have to worry about like checking in on
how other people and
I feel like I can give a lot of myself to you and I feel comfortable to do that. But I think the reason why I am a good friend is because you make it like an easy
no.
Like you make it easy to be a good friend. Like I feel like no, listen.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No, listen to me. I feel like I have been a bad friend in the past.
As we all have.
In certain, situations I've been a bad friend. Yeah. But I feel like through our friendship, like what we've gone through together in fucking more than 10 years, you guys, so I feel like I've developed characteristics that make me a good friend because of the way that we are together. You know what I mean?
So what are some of those characteristics? I want to
know. Let's type up Gina real quick. No, I'm just kidding. No, like I would never be the type to be like
because I can name some. I can like right off the top of my head, I can think of some. But I want to know what you think, like what makes you a good friend.
I don't.
You don't think you're a good friend?
No. Okay. I feel like I'm very thoughtful.
Yes.
So that's definitely one of them. Like if I think about someone or like if I have thought about someone, like I'm gonna check in on them and just make sure they're good. And you've done the same thing for me actually. I was responding kind of weird one day and you're like, are you good? Like, are you fucking good? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not okay. And you were able to sense that. So I feel like we both have that to where we're able to sense kind of like intuition. Like, are you good? Are you not? Sometimes obviously we could be just trying to get through our day or whatever and we're just kind of like rushing through texts or whatever. But when you feel that, I feel like it's different than just being like, oh, how are you? And then you have like a reason to I'm also someone who, if you tell me 10 minutes from now you need to go to Target and like we need to be ready right now, I'm always down. Not just Target, but anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'm trying to think. I really didn't think about much of this before. I wanted it to be off the top of my head, you know?
Yeah. But I think it's like,
huh?
I would say one for you, to me, is a huge one is understanding. You're very, very understanding. And that's a huge, I guess it's a quality. I don't know that we mentioned that in the top 5 qualities, but it is a huge one. You know, like if someone's just going through something and you're like, hey, like, you know, I'm having a day. If I'm being weird, if I like when we were living together and I'm like, I'm just gonna stay in my room, like I don't feel like it right now.
I never felt like, oh, she hates me.
Yeah, no, you were always so understanding about it. And it made it a lot easier for me mentally to be like, okay, I know that she's, because then I'll be thinking too, like, oh my God, does she think that I'm mad or like I'm tripping or like, yeah, like I'll start overthinking in my head. I'm like, I know that she understands what I'm talking about and how I'm feeling. So it's okay.
Right. And even if I haven't gone through something specifically, I feel like I'm just an empath.
See, now we got the ball rolling.
It's weird talking about yourself in like, I don't want to make it seem like good, I think I'm hot shit, you know?
No,
like I know I've been a bad friend before, you know?
No, but you should think you're hot shit though. Like and it's part of our healing process.
My lack of ego.
It's not cocky. It's just knowing what you're good at and what makes you a good friend. You know, like you are a good friend.
Thank you so much. This fucking light is like making me sweat right now. I'm like hella nervous. I don't know why. Okay. So understanding.
Yeah. Thoughtful.
Also like if we see something or just come across something that reminds us of someone, we're easily to like either recreate it if it's like something you DIY or buy it or whatever. Even the smallest of things. Like, do you know, once she bought me a coffee themed like oven mitt and I fucking love it. Like that.
I was like, girl,
like it's so small.
I know. I was like, it's from Dollar Tree. I was like, it's from Dollar Tree, but I thought I liked what it said, and you're like, yeah, I don't have one, so it's perfect. And I was like, yeah.
But those little things to me mean like so much because I wasn't there with you at the thing. You didn't know I needed an oven mitt. You didn't buy it because you said, oh, Emily needs a fucking oven mitt. You bought it because you're like, wow, that's really cute, and she loves
coffee related.
I love that. Other than that,
okay, so going into that then.
Cool.
So what do you think still about you?
Why just me?
It'll switch back onto me.
Okay, I'm like, cut.
What do you think is something you could work on? And this is questions that, like, as you guys are listening, think about for yourselves too. Like, not just we're reflecting right now for ourselves, but also for you guys to think about, to ask yourself.
Right. I think not that I don't reach out, but I think reaching out more, like either for help or like to talk about some stuff. Yeah. I think I could definitely work on, because sometimes I don't want to bother nobody, you know, or like I don't want to mess up. I don't know what type of day you're having, so I don't want to project or like what do you call it, like unload if you're not in the space to be able to take on that. I think asking for permission to unload and then
like waiting for the response and seeing
and just like really more reaching out more, I think, because I think a lot of things with like a lot of things that go through my head could probably easily be solved by just saying it,
like, or like venting it out, or
exactly, instead of keeping it. But then I'm like, I don't want to mess up so and so's day, because I don't know, you could be having the best day and I'm over here Debbie Downer, you know. But we all have those pity days.
Exactly.
So it's like, if we're on the same day, is that better? I don't know, because I might make you feel worse. It's like the toss up of like not wanting, not to say like I feel like a burden, but like sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother so and so with my problems right now, you know. But if I reached out more, I feel like that would make us closer, because you'd understand where I'm coming from or why I'm acting a certain way, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like that a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, when is the switch?
Is that hard? Did you say I want us to stand
on? Yes, I am. Okay, so Gina, what makes you makes you a good friend?
Okay. I think I want to start with what I know I could work on.
I want to preface this by
but okay, something, a quality that I think makes me a good friend.
No, you could start with what you want to work on.
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
And bring it back.
Yeah. So something I know I could work on. One, I really liked reaching out. That's something that is huge for me that I know for a fact I can work on. I don't even it not only that it's a burden, but I think that I think it's a burden.
Yeah.
It's also that like sometimes how do I word this?
Like you don't want to put light to the subject?
Yeah, like growing up when there was like real serious stuff going on, it was like don't talk about it.
Right.
So I got very used to not talking about it. So now that when I can, I'm so closed off to it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me to kind of be vulnerable in a moment to speak on something that I know is going to be emotional for me, especially in that moment.
Right.
Like if I'm going through it, I'll wait till I go through it, and then once I'm past it, then I'll kind of talk about it because I know I won't get emotional. But that doesn't really do anything, and like you said, it doesn't create that, you know, also closeness in the friendship, because I know that with you and like the friends that I have, I know I could talk about it, but I just don't a lot of the time, you know. So I think that's definitely one. That's a really good one.
And there's no real reason why we don't. Like I wholeheartedly feel comfortable with you. I just
exactly
I don't know what it is that needs to.
It's more of like a mental block. It has nothing to do with like you or anyone. It's just mental block. But
and here I go understanding. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
If you guys haven't gotten used to this already, we we get through hard topics by making jokes.
And then okay.
Your voice got all shaky. And then
I'm getting emotional.
Cut this off.
I hang up.
Speaking of,
so I think another one would be asking first when someone does come to me about something, is asking if they just want to rant or if they're looking for advice. Because I'm very when someone tells me about something, I'm so opinionated and I have such strong, especially when I really care about you, like I feel like something's off, like I want to just say everything that's going on in my head and that's like coming to me.
But you're also like a fixer, like you want to fix, like anybody who cares about someone wants to fix whatever it is, but sometimes it's like, you can't.
Exactly. And sometimes it's like you don't, when you're venting, you don't want to hear solutions, like you just want to vent it out, you know. And so that's something that I need to get better on, is being like, okay, kind of sensing, either asking point blank or just kind of sensing, okay, does this person just want to rant, or are they looking for some advice or feedback, you know? And it happened also recently too, where a friend reached out and I was like, I want to say something so bad, I want to say something, and then I just kind of like, you know, was going off their energy and
kind of read it
and reciprocated, but I didn't say anything like, oh, what about this, or trying this or whatever. And then they're like, cool, thanks, I just needed to rant. And I was like, see, I needed to work on it because I wanted to say something so bad.
So like, it worked well.
And I think that I need to make that conscious effort always to gauge or just point blank ask when I don't know, do you want to just rant, or do you want you want feedback, you know, because sometimes you don't want to hear feedback.
Wait, so what I'm sensing here is that we both need to work on our communication.
Yeah. That one's hard. Like, as much as we consider like we're pretty good at communicating, but there's still a lot to work on, like a lot. You know?
And each relationship or friendship is different. Like,
the
way that I talk to you is completely different than I would talk to someone else, you know? So tease what to tease. Okay, so your qualities. Go off, bad bitch.
I don't know.
We have 6.5 minutes.
Oh god. Okay, time's up. Let's go on to the next question. No, qualities.
Well, definitely the one that you brought up, loyalty, and I have a specific example from long time ago.
Okay, let's do it.
So, if you guys don't know this, Gina's boyfriend is my boyfriend's best friend, but brother. Okay, they're not blood related, but they are. You know what I mean?
Like they grew up together too, and
so the same kind of dynamic that we have, but male version. And so,
first off, let's just, before we continue, how dope is that, by the way? To be
honestly,
your boyfriends are best friends, we're best friends, and it just works out perfectly.
It's just we don't have to ever think about, like, we've never once had to be like, oh, like, come on, like we have to do this double date, blah blah blah, and like this is so and so, like telling each other about, or like the guys have never had to like prepare us for each other's interactions because we've always been friends. But there was a brief period of time where my boyfriend and I were not together, and Gina and her boyfriend were, and them three were like hanging out after school, and he was talking to Gina about another girl, right? And so Gina was like,
I know where you're going with this.
No, like just giving her very opinionated opinion about it because she's my homegirl. She fucking ride or die. And she was basically saying like, that's not Emily. So what's she gonna do about it? And
this was like without knowing that at some point they're gonna get back together. I was just like,
we were in high school, like
I was just like, no, don't like her.
And even if you did, like, okay, let's be real. If you did like her, what do you think you would have done? Like, do you think you would have told me?
I just can't.
We were friends for sure at the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's hard for me to even imagine that because and
this happened on multiple occasions, by the way.
Yeah, she was like, I've ever met, it was not. No, it just wasn't. There was no
shade, no tea.
I don't know how to say it without sounding mean, but like it was just not it.
Mm-hmm. And the vibes were not vibing.
Yeah, and I think also because in my head I'm also like, okay, that's not Emily. Mm-hmm. In my head I do this a lot. I'll always find a reason to. I'll be like, but something's up. I'd be like, yeah, she's cool, but something ain't right between them. Like I would have toxic as fuck, but like I would have found something to be like, nah, not it.
She wore hoops that day, and I wore hoops that day. She was trying to be like me.
Yeah, no, literally, like I just wouldn't have. But even when I did try, and like I wasn't gonna go into it being mean.
Yeah.
So even trying to be like cordial, it was not a good experience.
Your cordial is different from other people's cordial.
No, it's not.
You're gonna say you're gonna lie to me?
You're gonna sit here and tell me I'm wrong?
I'm kidding. But okay, you're very nice. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't like somebody, Gina, it's very easy to read it on your face.
Yeah, in my face. That's what it is. That like all my words.
Your face says it all. She's like, hi, nice to meet you.
It probably did then too, and maybe that's why it did it. Maybe that's why it didn't go well. Maybe my face was already giving off something that I was trying to hide.
It's giving.
Don't like me. It's giving bitch.
RBF.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was my specific example. Okay, there's many more, but so loyalty is definitely a quality that you have, and that's probably why you recognize it so much in other people.
Yeah, I think definitely because something I learned, like you said, like I was a bad friend at some point too, and it was definitely something I learned that was really important to me, and it was important for someone to be my friend and for me to be somebody's friend. And then once I understood the impact that loyalty can have, then it was done deal. Right. Like if you're my friend, if I consider you like a real friend, don't talk bad about this person to me. Right. I don't like it. Like,
it's just crazy that would even happen. Like probably more when we were younger. That it definitely has happened with Gina before, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, but even my boyfriend, like like guys talk shit and whatever, and like they'll say whatever, and especially in high school when it's like, oh, I heard so and so about your friend and blah blah blah. I'll be the first one. You're my boyfriend, but I will put you out. Do not talk about my friend like that. Yeah. Like, don't do it.
Right.
We can play around and stuff, but if she's here and you can play around, but don't actually be talking shit, especially when she's not here. Yeah. That I don't like,
And that also goes to say like why like that they would be talking about another female like in a negative way, like why?
It's like, especially my friend. Like if it's someone I don't like, I'll probably let it slide.
I'm gonna care less, but
but like my friend, don't go there.
Yeah.
It's
and just not appropriate.
Anybody. Like my family, if I really care about this person, just don't talk about them to me.
That's off limits.
Exactly. Period. Yeah. Okay, so I've had some time to think about it.
Oh.
Okay.
Saving grace for Gina. Put me on the spot, make me sweat. I literally was sweating. It's because we never do it, so it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. So hold on. I had to write it down because I knew I would forget being back on the spot. Okay. Okay, this one, it sounds like a little kid thing, but I kind of take pride in it when I thought about it.
You better heal that inner child, bitch. You better heal her.
Is I'm a sharer, and I know you're the same way, so you can add this to yours too. Is that whatever I have, I don't care. I'm not like, oh, it's only mine. I will share it with you. If it's a little bit of food, if it's like a product, if it's whatever the fuck, I will share it. I'm not stingy with my things. Not that big of a deal. No, not at all.
Yeah.
And you're the exact same way too. So I know you understand that.
Gina, when we mentioned that we hung out, right? So she came to the house and we had done her makeup already. She goes, bitch, do you got setting spray? I'm like, you drove however long and you needed set, like in your head you were like, I'm gonna ask Emily for some setting spray when I get there.
Literally, as soon as I finish my makeup, I'm like, I'm gonna have to ask her for setting spray because I don't have it.
I'm like, yeah, girl, you know where it's at, like, go get it.
No, for real. And that's a it's actually a deal breaker for me when it comes to relationships, friendships, whatever. If you're stingy with your stuff, I'm not saying I'm always gonna ask you for things, but it's just in the like the principle of it's just the principle of if you don't share when you know someone either needs something or whatever.
Exactly. Like if you like have it.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me.
Or sharing information. Like if
gatekeeping.
That, that's what it's called, gatekeeping. Exactly. Yeah. Whether it be dumb stuff like, girl, where'd you get that lip gloss, or like actual things like I learned blah 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 through therapy or podcast or whatever it is, I would literally be like, girl, like just today, the freaking
literally just today
past life regression shit. I was like, oh my god, this would probably help us a lot. So I told you about it.
Yeah. Gatekeeping is like, that's for sure a no.
That's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker for
that's
sure.
That's a red flag for sure. Not an ick. That's a red flag.
Yeah. Then my last one would be if, because we talked about like not always saying when you're going through something, but I know from like history, from my own history, that if someone was to, whether it's a call, a text, FaceTime, like, or you call me in the middle of the night, if I hear it, because I am a deep sleeper, if I hear it and it wakes me up, like, and you say, can you please meet me here, like I need to get out of here or whatever, blah blah, like I will be there in fucking a second. I don't care where I am, what's going on. If I can't be there, I'm like, okay, call me, like what's going on, let's talk about it. So I guess being there, like I know if someone really needs me and they reach out to me, like I'm gonna show up, and however, like whatever way I can, whatever
capacity is possible.
I
love that. And like dependable. I think dependable.
Okay, that's a good word for it. Thank you very much. I wouldn't have got there on my own. It's not what I wrote down in my note.
You're like, the ability to.
I was like, I'll be there for you. Moving on.
I'm just trying to see which one we should go to next. Okay, so now that we know our qualities that make us good friends, which of course we're leaving a bunch. Y'all let us know. If you guys can see something in us, you guys let us know.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
What value do friendships bring to your life personally?
First off, I would also like to say for this one, this is something I noticed, I think more recently, not like super recent, but just, I guess, recently in my life. I didn't realize how much friendships were important to me until, like, you know, we're older and we're farther apart from our friends and everyone's got things going on. It really does take an effect, like to not have your friends around and not be like, I can't, like for me to want to just call you and be like, dude, you want to come to the store with me? Like, hey, like, let's go do this, or let's, like, little things like that. They actually, I know, like that, it eventually, I didn't realize how much it actually does affect me until I'm not going to say names.
You don't know what you got until it's gone.
Like, that's literally what it felt like. Because there's a like some girls I know, and they're really tight knit, close friend group, and they'll be like together every day, but then still be texting in group chats, and like they're just really close. And to see their dynamic and how close they are, I'm like, damn, like I wish I had my friends closer to me, you know? And so wanting you to be like right fucking next door or something, just be like, I'm going over, or like down the street.
It's gonna
happen one day. As of right now, we're not there, but we're gonna get through it.
We're gonna see this clip a couple years from now and be like, wow,
damn,
we're living a prayer we used to pray about.
No, really, because like I don't know if I told you this actually, but it's so funny. So
secrets.
So recently, this is so it feels so stupid, but like, and I felt stupid in the moment.
Why do you keep saying that? It's not stupid, it's not little, it's not dumb.
I know, but it really felt like it. So I seen this group of girls and it made me really miss my friends. And I was like, wow. And so we got home and I was just out of it. My boyfriend's like, what's going on? I was like, nothing. And he's like, no, what's going on? Like, I can tell something's up. And so I was like, I don't want to say it. I feel dumb. He's like, just say it. Like, what's going on? So eventually, after some time, I say it. And I literally started crying. And I was like, I just missed my friends. Like, I miss having that closeness and being right there and can like just see each other whenever. We can show up to things together. We can like, I guess, spending more time.
Right. More quality time, especially after the pandemic and not being able to see so many people. I think now that we lightweight have the ability to do that in our heads, we're like, I want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Then it's like, it's hard because, like you said, everyone's kind of spread out and
and like everyone has their own things going on. Obviously, like we're adults now, so we all have different responsibilities and things we have to do. So it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah. But it makes you appreciate the moments where like you are together. You appreciate it so much more and you want to be so much more present in the moment rather than worrying about everything else because like your escape, you know?
Exactly. And I think that's, you know, really a moment where I was like, damn, like it does take an effect not being around your friends as much and things like that.
Sure.
And so and then recently I did hang out with some of my like old like childhood friends. And I was like, damn, like I think because
vibe.
Yeah, like it's more of like we knew each other since we were kids, so it's like even though we hadn't talked in a while, we hadn't seen each other in a while, it's exactly the same. Like things didn't change.
I think the familiarity.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like we can and we can get into deep conversations and it not be weird, you know? And so I was like, damn, like I really need to. And also one of the things you pointed out is also just reaching out. Because then I'll be dealing with it on my own and like going through my own emotions. And I'm like, well, why didn't I reach out? Why aren't we, you know,
I could be talking to her at least.
You know? Yeah. And so and that's also something too, because you even call me out on it. And I think it's so funny. It's like with texting, like we'll be texting.
Oh and my God, you guys.
Like usually I
get it. Just, you're busy, but I should be.
And it's not even that though. But it's not even that some of the time, and,
totally
that's what makes it worse.
I'm not that needy, honestly. I'm not that needy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, but like the fact that it's because it is something I do. Like I will just like all of a sudden stop texting, and we can be in one of the greatest conversations, like funny or whatever.
Having a good time.
Yeah,
I'm ready with my next joke. Like I'm fucking ready.
And then I just stop responding, and I'm like,
but you know what I should
do? Myself, I'm like, why do I do that?
Knowing that you do that, I should just FaceTime you, be like, "Oh, you're ignoring me? Are you ignoring me?" But I won't reach out because then I feel uncomfortable and it's a fucking turn.
Yeah, see, we know.
And I'm also not like the phone. I wish. Okay, this is weird. I'm not really like a FaceTime or like phone type of person. But I don't know if it's just because I don't do that. I don't know that I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Like, because I've obviously FaceTimed you before. Yeah. But I don't know why. Like, if something's happening, why don't I just FaceTime you or call you? I don't know.
You know, I think I'm actually I'm the same way. Like if it's something that I think is like in the moment, I don't want to text, like I have to talk to her about it right now or see her expression or reaction when I say this. Yeah. So then like it's always for a specific reason that I'll call her FaceTime.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever actually been that way to just kind of FaceTime for no reason.
Right.
Like texting, yeah, you know, obviously.
We text but pretty much all day.
Literally.
When I get a reply. I'm just kidding.
When she decides to reply.
Yesterday, actually, we were talking on Twitter DMs and texting at the same time. And this is not the first time that's happened. Oh, no. We've actually before texted, been on Snapchat, Twitter DMs, and I think also Instagram simultaneously, 4 different conversations.
Complete different conversations. One could be the most deep, like intimate conversation. The next one's talking about a joke. One's dark humor.
Yeah.
And it's just
the other one's just memes or something.
Yeah.
I love
but
that.
No, I mean, but I think the FaceTime and call is like I'm kind of the same way. So that's not.
But I think because we can't be close in proximity, we need to prioritize that more often.
Yeah, no,
or
for
like
sure.
Having how we used to have like our little self-care dates like once a week, and you would come over and we'd like paint or cook or watch TV or whatever. Like, why don't we just do that now, but remote?
Oh my God. If we were to watch the freaking Netflix documentaries that we were watching at the same fucking time, except just FaceTiming and watching it together.
Wait, I think there's actually, I don't think it's Netflix.
There's an app.
There's some app. I thought it was Hulu that does that.
I don't actually know what specific app it is. I know that I just like seen it really quick, but I didn't look into what it was.
The commercial during quarantine when that little old man was watching cartoons with his grandson. That's what I remember.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one, but it was the same thing. I think
it was for Hulu, or maybe Comcast. I don't know, but basically they were watching the same thing at the same time.
We'll figure it out and we'll utilize it.
Period. I love that. We'll look into that. We'll check in a month and see what our progress is.
So all that to say,
right.
I just looked back at the question. I was like,
you can't rant with us. You can't sit with us.
Yeah, for real, because we be going on tangents. But all that to say, it really does affect my life positively when I utilize the fact that, you know, spending time or just even just talking like with friends. And I feel like, and we say it all the time. We say this all the time. When we get to really just have our day, it like re-energizes us.
I was just gonna say, like, the social battery with you, I never feel like, oh my god, like it's taking so much energy.
Like, all right, time for her to go home.
Yeah, no, like literally, I'm like, don't leave me, like, please go. No, literally, don't go. So I don't know, but like, obviously we're best friends, but like, why do we get along so well? Like, we've never argued.
No,
not once.
No,
not seriously argued. Like, we'll debate, but
yeah, but that's not like arguing, not like where we were upset or anything like that.
No. We've never had a disagreement in that type of way. So like, and how did we just get so lucky? I don't know.
I don't know, because I also feel like that's obviously, you know, we said we have our communication to work on, but I feel like if there was ever something that really was a problem, like we would just be like, hey, like what happened with this, or like what's going on, or but they very much do make a difference when having, and it's not that you have to have a lot of friends, but just like your good friends, like you said, quality friends that I don't know, you can just kind of let loose, I guess.
Yeah, like BS with.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be hard, I think.
Yeah, no,
to have a friendship or keep
like forced. Shouldn't be forced.
Yeah, it shouldn't be forced. It shouldn't be a stress in your life, you know?
Yeah,
because if it is, I feel like either y'all need to talk about whatever pent up ish you got going on, or maybe one of you is in a different place than the other, or and like there's not that, you can't bridge the gap, or because we have it on here too, like, do you believe in seasonal friends? I do.
I do too.
I definitely do, because there's a lot of people that I obviously don't talk to anymore, but at one time we were really close. It's like, if that person was to hit me up tomorrow, like, hey, how are you? It wouldn't be bad blood or like ill will or like
that's what I was gonna say too, is like,
move on. Like,
seasonal friends don't have to mean that just because you guys don't like talk anymore as friends, that it would be bad. Like if you like you can still kind of, even if like years later you want to be like, hey, let's catch up, like it's been however long, it's like, oh, okay, cool, you know, like if it didn't end well, it's just like we grew apart, you know, you got into this, I got into this, and that's it.
And I think we said it in one of the episodes on our old YouTube videos that we used to do, not podcasts, but just our YouTube videos. We said something along the lines of like, not everybody's your friend, but like you can be friendly with people. And I think that's the difference too. Like at one point you may have been my friend and I considered you a friend, but now I'm just like an acquaintance where I can be friendly with you and like say hi. I'm not going to ignore you if I seen you at the mall, but I'm also not going to be like, oh my God, you know,
like we have to rebond ourselves.
Right. And, you know, like I think things happen for a reason, and for sure that person was probably in your life to teach you something, or maybe you taught them something, and like you got something out of it, even if you didn't get to progress the whole rest of your life together.
Right. Yeah.
But they say once you hit the 7-year mark, that's usually when it's like permanent.
Wow. Well, that kind of makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I believe that.
I believe.
I feel like kind of the whole how it affects your lives positively actually is kind of the same in what value do friendships bring to your life. I didn't really think about that when I put it down. But would you have a different answer for what you like, what value friendships bring to you?
Me personally, you can even ask Chev. Literally, if I don't see Gina for like reasonably 2-3 weeks, I am not a good person. I'm not a nice person. I'm not a trustworthy person. I'm not a patient person. I'm not a nice.
I know that's a fucking lie. I know it's a lie.
No, in my
but
head,
no,
I'm like, obviously, I'm not gonna be just rude for no reason. But in my head, I'm like, something. I don't know. There's just something that I need that energy.
It's literally like a replenish.
Honestly,
like it feels like that.
Yes, like it feels refreshing to just like
fill
your battery, fill your cup up, and then be like, wow, okay, I feel normal. I feel like me again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes when we're farther apart from each other, even if we talk every single day, it's not the same as like
being together
effortless, the effortless encounters together that we have are just so like, I don't know, they just mean a lot to me. So I think not having that for a little bit of a stretch, I'm like, ooh, I'm running on E. I don't know what it is, but I need that like energy back, and then I feel good again.
Yeah.
So if you don't have friends that uplift you in that way, are we codependent? Wait.
I was gonna say maybe because I was gonna be like, if I don't know, because I feel like if you hang out with your friends and you feel like recharged, you know it's a good friend. But if you hang out with friends and you feel drained after, then it's kind of like tells you more about that friendship that you guys have. Right. Yeah. And so it's like if you feel recharged when you hang out with these people, I feel like it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's needed.
Shouldn't, like if your gut feeling is telling you this is a positive thing, then don't question it. But if it's a negative feeling, like Gina said, if you feel drained around someone, y'all know when you walk into a room and you see that person, you're like, oh, fuck. That feeling.
Like, great. Like now let me
something
pretty much putting on face. Like
yeah. And you shouldn't fake the funk just to save face for someone else.
Yeah.
I can get in certain situations where, let's say you have a friend and let's just say it's your birthday and you want to have all your friends together, but I don't necessarily get along with so-and-so. Like I'm gonna save face for you.
Yeah.
But not keep up a relationship with that person just
100%
peace. You know?
Yeah.
Like if I moved on, I moved on. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
But I've also have friends where had friends where it was almost like they put it on me that we were no longer friends, when I know in that specific scenario, other than communication, when I was like, and I think it also, okay, let me get this out first and then I'll say that.
Okay.
My brain always like progresses.
Moving a mile a minute.
So I had friends before that when we're getting toward the ending of our relationship, they tried to make it kind of be like it was my fault because I wasn't hanging out with them as much, or I wasn't reaching out as much. Meanwhile, I was going through things personally that I wasn't comfortable talking with that about at the time. For example, my anxiety. I didn't feel comfortable at that time with my anxiety. I was very embarrassed by it. So I think I may have came off as a bad friend, but that wasn't my intention to like make them feel some type of way or make them feel like I didn't care about them, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like had they just asked me directly what's going on with you, then I would have probably been a little bit more open to it rather than them just coming at me like it's your fault that we're no longer as close as we were.
Like,
which
didn't even
I
try
guess
to see
in a
if there
way,
was something going on.
Like I guess in a way it was my fault because I'm the one who like retreated, but also I feel like as a friend, I wouldn't have left that person in the dumps
without kind of seeing what was going on, or at least trying, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you're really, and that's what I always say it, but like that's what I think. Like if you're really, really good friends with this person, like this is a close friend, a best friend, I would think you have that. You know, even if they don't want to talk about it in the moment, it's just like, hey, are you okay? Is everything all right? Like you've been a little distant lately, like something like that, just enough to start a conversation. And even if you were to say, you know what, like I am going through something, I don't really feel like talking about it yet, but like thank you for reaching out, and that's it. And be like, cool, like if you need something, let me like if you need something, let me know, or whatever. Like, hey, you want to go just let loose, we don't have to talk about nothing, but you know, just go hang out.
I think it's the approachability that I was talking about.
Yes
they were the type that if I was to say something, it was like they were prying, like constant.
So it wasn't okay. Well, to me, then that seems like it just wasn't genuine. Like you didn't feel like when they asked you about something, it was because they were genuinely concerned. It was because they wanted chisme.
That, and also to be like, like, oh, well, we've noticed, basically.
Oh,
So I just didn't feel comfortable explaining myself. And also,
right, because you knew they were thinking something already. And
yeah, and I'm already not a great communicator, but a few years back it was even worse. Like, and back then I'm still a people pleaser, let's be real, but back then it was like on another level. So
right,
even that, I was like, it's hard.
it is. And so I think what's good about going through friendships like that though is that you learn, kind of like, okay, this is maybe what I probably did wrong, or this is what they did wrong that I didn't like, or something like that. And it just teaches you more of the friends you want to have around and the kind of friend you want to be.
Exactly.
I really like that though. So to kind of finish it off, what was a moment for you that defined our friendship?
Oh my God.
Because I have one. If you want me to go
a specific time, yeah, you
Definitely.
go first.
So one of the moments that defined our friendship for me was there was like a little period of time like after we graduated where we didn't really talk much, and
about
really
a
for no
year.
specific, yeah, like really for no specific reason, but like we just didn't talk that much. And when we did like come together and have a conversation, it was the way that you were like reaching out pretty much to talk to me. And at that, and like in that moment, I was being a little stubborn, and but at the same time,
it was like warranted.
But like but in that same of me trying to be stubborn, I still noticed that you were trying, and that enough for me was like, or that was enough for me to be like, okay, let me hear, like let's talk it out. Yeah, like let's talk this. And when we talked about it, I think it was just the openness and genuine that conversation that we had that really was like, you know what, because I can respect that. That's the thing, is like I respect that a lot more if we can sit down and have a real conversation and just kind of air it out. Like, and I think that's really what we did, is we just completely laid everything on the table, and from there, the rest is history. But the second defining moment, which came after that, because it wasn't until after high school that I really developed like a really strong anxiety. And at that time, I didn't talk about it with my friends. I don't know that they were going through it not the same way, because no one really does, but just I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know that
like it was like a very pressing issue at that time.
Yeah, and I don't know if they experienced it that way yet, or oh my God.
We never wish that upon anybody.
No,
but it is very common.
Yeah, and I just didn't bring it up with any of my friends at that time. So I didn't talk to anyone about it, maybe besides like my boyfriend or my family or something, but like I didn't know of anyone else that experienced it the way I was experiencing it. And so we had like a car conversation. We were just parked and we we're talking, and we started getting into the conversation about our anxieties.
Was it when we were at the park?
I don't remember where we were parked at, but I remember we were just parked in the car.
Okay.
And we were chilling,
and at the park,
and we were just really open, candid about about our anxiety, and we opened up to each other about it. And I was like, damn, like I don't know why, but for me that was just a really big moment for me to be like, I can talk to someone about it. I feel comfortable. And I think we really bonded over that.
I think because going back to the first time we talked after that little bit of a stretch, like there was no hostility. I think it was more just awkwardness, to be honest. And that day, like that morning, I didn't know I was gonna see Gina. I didn't know that I was gonna have to like deal with whatever came towards me, I thought I was pulling up, we about to fight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I didn't even know you were coming.
See, and maybe that's a good thing. You were like, I'm not going.
No, I would have been there, but I don't know. I don't know if I would have been any different, because I was already trying to be stubborn. Right. But like, yeah, I don't know.
But I feel like you really didn't do that much. Like, I feel like you could have done a lot worse,
Oh yeah, but not the time nor place, but like I don't think I would have done that anyways, because like you said, it wasn't a hostile thing. It was just more of something we needed to talk about.
Yeah. And I think at that moment I had opened up to you about my anxiety. So then I think once you like that next time that we like
opened that door.
Yeah, I think,
because I don't know if I mentioned it. Did I mention it mine when? No. Yeah, I don't think I had mentioned it yet. I think I was just kind of like listening. I was like, oh, okay, and then I like took note of it.
Where I was coming from, and you weren't like holding a grudge at that point. You were just like, okay,
because I can understand.
Let's see what happens from here. Like if you're really about it and you're really trying to be in my life, like let's see what happens from here, pretty much.
And even after that conversation too, you texted me, whether it was the next day or just after, something like that, and like a good little paragraph.
Yeah.
And just kind of like a recap of just, I'm really glad we talked about it, blah blah blah, and like all these things. And I was like, it was very respectable to me. And I was like, no, really, like that. It was really a huge thing.
And it was hard for me to like even
I'm sure
like pull up. Like I was literally like, fuck, I don't want to get out.
And I think that's what it was too, is that I know if I was in that situation, if I was like, if the roles were reversed, like I would be the same way. I would have felt the exact same way. I would have acted probably the exact same way. So it was like,
you tell I was uncomfortable?
Yeah, no, but and it was that though. It was that I could tell you were uncomfortable, but you were still trying. It wasn't like you're uncomfortable, so I'm just not going to do anything. Like you're uncomfortable, but you still put yourself out there, and that's what was.
You're gonna talk to me.
Yeah.
So I would
that for me was really defining.
Us being able to work through something that it could have went left,
Yeah.
And it didn't, because we were understanding of each other, and also life fucking happens sometimes, you guys. Like not everything happens with like ill intent. Like some things just fucking happen,
and especially after high school, like you graduate and
trying to figure out
things change. It's just like in itself it's a rough little period,
right? Like that transition. But again, the communication, if I was a better communicator, it wouldn't have gone that long. But again, you don't know what you got until it's gone. So I feel like we wouldn't be as close as we are now had that not happened.
So no, I 100%.
Yeah, I'm grateful because it gave us a moment to like
reflect, kind of
grow on our own, like go through our own things, and then come back and be like, and like share each other's experiences. So now it's like second nature. Like I don't think about it.
Gang up in this bitch now.
She's a godmother to my babies.
Unborn
and dog form. But yeah, I think that definitely that moment for sure, like it probably was the most
for you too.
Yeah, I think so, just because it could have went a lot differently than it did. And then I think moving in together was like such a huge thing. Such a huge thing, because they always say
that's actually a good one.
We're best friends, like they always what happened?
Ew. Oh my! Ooh, I don't even want to shoo it away. It's a flying bug, but it's not a fly, and it has red on it, and I don't want to shoo it away. No. Dude,
it's like a beetle.
I don't know what it's that. I'm scared.
I'm scared,
dude. It's not scared. I just hit the box that it's on and it's not moving. Ew. This thing has no fucking fears.
Oh, you gotta move.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it because I can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
If I see it again and have a panic attack, you know why.
Okay, I'll cut it off. I'll stop recording. What was I saying? They always say you shouldn't like move in with your best friends, that it's like such a bad idea, and I think like a lot of people in our lives were probably like,
no,
sure, but it worked out so well.
No, that's actually a really good one too, because and we always kind of like bring it up, like we bring it up every so often. But it's throughout the entire time that we lived together, there was never an argument about anything to do with bills. Like money was never an argument.
No.
Cooking, food, cleaning, like that was never an argument.
It
was always like hanging out or staying in our rooms or whatever. Never an argument.
No. There was no reason to.
There was never
all living our lives just simultaneously.
And keep in mind, you guys, like specifically me and Emily, we were together from the break of dawn to the end of the night.
Till our eyes cracked open, till our eyes.
Whether we're binge watching America's Next Top Model, binge watching what was
it?
East Los High. I would watch that all over again.
That's a banger, guys. You guys have to watch it. No, that's when we start watching our little FaceTime dates. Maybe we'll see something we didn't see the first time.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
And maybe we'll have a different perspective now.
Yeah. No, really, like we spent a lot of time together in that time. So
especially because it was during the
pandemic. Yeah. So we were at home, and being around somebody that much, even being best friends or close as you can, like usually you're gonna get into arguments or whatever.
Right.
It just never happened. No. Yeah. It was just
if we needed to go and like have a day, we would go and have a day.
Yeah.
Five Below, Target, wherever. Anything. Yeah, we would go for a little drive, go get Panera.
Oh, I missed that. I haven't had Panera.
Drive through Panera, bro.
Oh my God. A soup and a sandwich sounds bomb right
And
now.
then we went to Ross that time. Was it Ross? Yeah, I think it was Ross. We
Yeah.
just we love spending time together. It's
Yeah,
just
that's a good one.
yeah.
Because
I
even
think
moving in,
all those
that
times,
didn't
even
cause much
just
problem.
cooking together and being able to be in the kitchen helping each other.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of memories that we made there for
Yeah,
sure.
that was a good one.
Yeah. And like our whole filming room.
Decorating,
So cute.
decorating for the
Actually,
holidays.
we started our channel during quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, technically right before quarantine, but we did start during the
A
pandemic.
majority of pretty much almost every one of our videos was there.
And I watched them all yesterday.
Dude, the video you sent me, I was like,
You were shook.
I was shook.
Let me just tell them real quick. So there's a clip from what video was
The
it?
first video, our very first
Our
video.
first video. You're right. It was a
Yeah.
Q&A. We were eating Chick-fil-A and just answering questions that nobody asked, but we wanted to answer.
Isn't that still the case? Like it's always.
Yeah. We're waiting for our big break, guys. Somebody help us. So we were pretty much just answering questions, right? And I asked her if she ever took dance classes. I think that was the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dance lessons or something.
Yeah, if she's ever taken them. And she answered no, but she said that she's always wanted to, and specifically hip hop. And she was like, yeah, and like, I wish I would have gotten into it as a kid. Like, that way I would be more comfortable now because I'm going to feel awkward in the beginning and blah, blah, blah. But y'all already know our girl. She went out there, she killed it, she did that shit 2 years later.
That's insane. I think to have that kind of like, well, really, you gave me that full circle moment of having, because I completely had forgotten about that conversation or even like anything like that. I hadn't watched that video and probably since when it came out, you know?
Right.
So that having that full circle moment was really cool to be like, damn, like however long later, but like I did it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that I had talked about that before.
Right. It's crazy because it happened so briefly. Like,
yeah,
it was whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought about another defining moment for our friendship.
What?
When you passed out.
Really?
Yeah, because like, not to sound fucked up, but for me to care that much too, I was fucking panicking.
I know. I feel
like
horrible.
I wouldn't just do that for random strangers. I'd be like, damn, that sucks. But like, I wouldn't care so fucking.
Wasn't that some shit?
Soul, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that reaction, just being like, oh my God, like something could really happen to her right now.
Yeah.
That was like fucking scary.
Smacked the shit out of me. That was fucking rude.
Dude, somebody's got mal ojo for you.
Oh my God. Girl, this is.
Oh, I didn't even know you
had one. My sister gave it to me and I just put it on because I've had it in my backpack for like a week and I didn't do anything with it.
If it falls off around the wrong person, you know what to do.
But I remember that I felt horrible because afterwards when they said like, oh, like they're in the car, like you know she's in the car and she's kind of going through it, like, and I was like, I couldn't even text you because where I was in that, like in the back of the hospital, there's no service.
No service there.
So I was like, I can't even text her to say anything. And I was going through it just because I felt bad for making you go through it.
You didn't make me go through it.
Pretty much.
Girl,
I'm the reason that she's having like anxiety right now.
You passed out. I've been there many a times.
I know, but like
many times.
Anxiety because of me, and that I felt really fucked up about.
Girl, I got excited about the dumbest things.
Yeah, but then I was one of the reasons.
You're not dumb. Shut up.
But I was still one of the reasons. And I felt fucked up for that in itself.
But I allowed myself to get to that point of anxiety when I should have just said, God, please help her. And
Lord,
I was freaking out because I
and I think also because we didn't know why or what happened.
Yeah.
Because so it was like, if it was like I was drunk or something, then it's kind of like, okay, she passed out.
We would have laughed. No, I'm just kidding.
Like it was the context. There was no context. It was out of nowhere.
Yeah, and because it was on concrete, that just really fucked me up. Well, fucked you up really, but it fucked me up here.
And I could and then we also we were talking about it kind of recently, and I was like, maybe it was the people pleasing in me, which is why I was so nice afterwards. Because when we were in the car, and by then I'm like fully like,
oh my god, I almost spit on my coffee.
I'm fully conscious at that point. I'm there, and you had looked and you had asked me like, oh, are you good, Gina? But you only looked at me halfways. You didn't look at me full like head on.
I didn't turn all the way around.
Yeah, you just like kind of looked back and like, you're okay, Gina. But just from seeing the side of your face, I could see it. I could hear it in your voice. I could see it on your face. I was like, she's tripping. Like, she's concerned, you know? Yeah. Obviously, I would have been too.
Right.
But like, I could see it. So I was like,
I'm surprised I didn't cry.
No, but that's what like, it looked like.
I'm surprised I didn't cry.
Yeah, I was like, I could see it on her face, and I was like, let me, if I act like I'm good and I'm fine, that like it'll make her feel better. So I think that's why I went into such a like nice like mode. You
thought we were Uber. We dropped her off.
I'll leave the tip after.
We dropped her at 5 stars. We dropped her off, and she goes, "Thank you so much." Like, she didn't know us, and I'm like, "What do you mean? Thank you. I mean, you're welcome." So pretty much, Zoom sucks if you don't pay for it, and it just throws you out after 40 minutes. So yeah, I don't even know where we were at that last clip, but
we've been going at it for a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've talked y'all's ear off enough.
Yeah. So might as well start getting to the end.
Wrapping it up here.
Letting y'all get to y'all business.
Right. Giving you some wisdom of the week. Gina, it's your turn this week.
My turn? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a reminder. Speaking of friends and having good friends, you deserve friends who treat you with love and respect. You deserve friends that listen to you. You deserve friends that try to understand your feelings and respect them. We touched on that. You deserve positive and healthy friendships. Don't settle for less.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because you're worth it. And the right friends will make sure that you're reminded of that when you don't see it.
Very true. Yeah.
I feel like last thing. I feel like I learned how to love myself through seeing other people's love. Other people love me.
Yeah. It helps you to, I guess, realize or accept it when other people are helping and encouraging that too.
Yeah, I agree. Love that for us.
Well, hopefully we got you guys through a decent amount of time of whatever you're doing.
I'm nervous to see how long this is.
Washing some dishes, cleaning your house on a long drive.
Showering.
I think there's a plane again.
They just will not let us live.
Anyways, hopefully we got you through some good chunk of your time.
Yes.
And hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah. Hopefully you have some good friends that you related to a lot of the topics that we talked about.
Yeah.
And yeah, let us know your qualities of a good friend.
I was just going to say, let us know what makes you a good friend.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll see you next week. You'll see us next week. Let us know if there's something else you'd like us to talk about. Otherwise, this is what you get.
We're gonna come at you with something else. We'll think of something
crazy. We're getting close to season 3, guys. Please stay tuned for the new branding and everything coming. It's so beautiful.
Remember that we rebrand every season, so if you see different color schemes, different icons,
still us.
Yeah. But on YouTube, if you look for us, it will be Cloud Nena. It will not be Candid Cloud Convos. Just as a reminder.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Otherwise, you can find us on Candid Cloud Convos.
Everywhere else, any podcast platform, including now Amazon Podcasts.
Woo-hoo!
So we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.